Beverly Cleary's own story is as lively and irresistible as any of her novels. She was born Beverly Bunn in McMinnville, Oregon, and until she was old enough to attend school, lived on a farm in Yamhill, a town so small it had no library. Her mother arranged with the state library to have books sent to Yamhill and acted as a librarian in a lodge room upstairs over a bank. Beverly learned to love books there. When the family moved to Portland, Beverly attended grammar school and high school. She soon found herself in the low reading circle, an experience that has given her sympathy for the problems of struggling readers. By the third grade, she had conquered reading and spent much of her childhood either with books or on her way to and from the public library. Before long, her school librarian was suggesting that she should write books for boys and girls when she grew up. The idea appealed to her, and she decided that someday she would write the books she longed to read but was unable to find on the library shelves. Funny stories about her neighborhood and the sort of children she knew. In 1934, Beverly left home to attend college in California, which she imagined as a land of orange groves and movie stars, far removed from the hardships of the Depression. As a young woman who was sure where she wanted to go but did not know if she could find the money to get there, she juggled studies of Chaucer and French grammar. She also found time to eat bacon and tomato sandwiches with a quiet young man named Clarence Cleary. After graduation from junior college, Beverly entered the School of Librarianship at the University of Washington, Seattle. There she specialized in library work with children. She was the children's librarian in Yakima, Washington, until she married Clarence Cleary and moved to California. Beverly Cleary's books have earned her many prestigious awards, including the 1984 John Newbery Medal for Dear Mr. Henshaw, for the most distinguished contribution to American literature for children in 1983. Dear Mr. Henshaw is about a boy named Lee Botts who is author Boyd Henshaw's #1 fan. He is in 6th grade and lives with his mother. He is also the new kid at school. He is lonely and troubled by the absence of his father, who is a cross-country trucker. One day, Lee's teacher assigns a letter writing project, and naturally Lee chooses to write to Mr. Henshaw, whose surprising answer changes Lee's life. Her Ramona and Her Father and Ramona Quimby age 8 books were named 1978 and 1982 Newbery Honor Books. The Beverly Cleary Sculpture Garden for Children is located in Portland, Oregon, and it features bronze statues of Ramona Quimby, Henry Huggins, and Ribsy. Beverly Cleary's books appear in over 20 countries in 14 languages, and her characters, including Henry Huggins, Ellen Tebbets, Otis Spofford, and Beezus, and Ramona Quimby, as well as Ribsy, Socks, and Ralph S. Mouse, have delighted children for generations. There have been Japanese, Spanish, and Swedish television programs based on the Henry Huggins series, and a 10-part series based on the Ramona stories. The Ramona books are centered around Ramona Quimby. The main action concerns Ramona, her family including her sisters Beatrice, known as Beezus, and various events around the Klickitat Street neighborhood in Portland, Oregon. The Ramona books grew out of Cleary's earlier Henry Huggins books and take place in the same neighborhood. There are 8 Ramona books: Beezus and Ramona, Ramona the Pest, Ramona the Brave, Ramona and Her Father, Ramona and Her Mother, Ramona Quimby age 8, Ramona Forever, and the last, Ramona's World. The Henry Huggins books follow Henry, who is a young boy living on Klickitat Street in Portland, Oregon. The novels take place in the 1950s, which is when Cleary wrote most of the books. The books describe several different adventures that Henry experiences in his neighborhood, as well as Henry's interactions with other neighborhood children. There are 6 Henry books: Henry Huggins, published in 1950, Henry and Beezus, published in 1952, Henry and Ribsy, published in 1954, Henry and the Paper Route, published in 1957, Henry and the Clubhouse, published in 1962, and the last, Ribsy, published in 1964. The Ralph S. Mouse books feature a talking mouse named Ralph who goes on different adventures. There are 3 Ralph books: The Mouse and the Motorcycle, Runaway Ralph, and Ralph S. Mouse. A Girl from Yamhill is a memoir that Beverly Cleary wrote. It's about the memories that she had growing up in Oregon. The memoir is divided into 2 parts, each further divided into chapters that chronologically detail the events that shaped the author's youth. Beverly Cleary is a humorous and warm author, and she is truly an international favorite.